Wow, thank you for joining the family. Let's talk about what that means to join the family. And since you probably saw the teaser, I will tell you right now, I have a script so that I can keep this short. Otherwise, I'm inclined to go very long. So, you might say Cranium X Rectum is a mix of Bad Grandpa. These are movies, by the way. A mix of Bad Grandpa, Good Will Hunting, and Silver Linings Playbook. Now, I am nowhere near being politically correct, and I am sometimes rude, but I do try to keep my language clean. My life experience has made me as caring and stern as Robin Williams' character Sean out of Good Will Hunting, and the interplay between content, comments, and my replies is likely to be as wacky as Silver Linings Playbook. Now, there are no limits to what we can cover here, because the purpose of Cranium X Rectum is to help each of us build a stronger, more positive self-image. Now, there's an inclination for people to think talking about feelings and attitudes is all, oh, that's a little too foo-foo, that's a little new agey. Okay, well, my response to that is to ask, how foo-foo do you think it is when someone gets angry enough to punch you in the face? Okay, because that punch came from someone feeling something. So, yeah, we are going to talk about things like feelings and active listening and how we speak to each other. We'll even use some cool names along the way, like PEP and POOP, which are acronyms. You'll discover what they are. Cranium X Rectum, which is actually, to me, a great joke, and Farfignugan, as in Farfignugan you, because that one helps me express myself without running afoul of YouTube's position on naughty language. Now, there's a lot of material for me to cover, in the podcast, in the video. I don't even know what to call this. But stuff that is academic and a little bit dry. So my commitment is that I will try to spice that up for you with true stories about things that I have screwed up, mistakes that I have made. But most of what we cover comes from things people are saying and doing today. I watch the news and I pull stories out of the news, and that's the stuff. So let me right away suggest that now that you're part of the family, pick up a copy of Jack Canfield's The Success Principles, and I recommend the 10th anniversary edition because that's the one I use to do a weekly study with a friend of mine. And you can expect me to be mentioning that book and content in that book frequently. So if you have the 10th anniversary edition and I say look at page 152, or if I say look at the fourth paragraph on page 152, if we have the same book, it's going to be that much easier for you to find. Makes sense, right? I lost my spot in the script. Oh, other books, yes. There's a shelf over there full of books that I use and read and reference quite frequently. There are also some books with which I disagree. And in both instances, I would like to know, is this something you want to hear more about? I definitely want to encourage you to read books for yourself for a lot of reasons, but mostly your education and applying that stuff in your life. And I'm thinking sharing my thoughts on books could be maybe a little bit similar to what Kelsey does on 7.4 Gear. That's a YouTube channel. Kelsey is a 747 pilot, and he does a lot of things. He calls it Hollywood versus reality. And of course, he, being a pilot, he reviews films like Passenger 57 that have to do with flying. And he compares what they do, in Hollywood versus what a real airplane or a real pilot would do. Let me, take a second to point out that most of the links I share for resources are probably affiliate links. And I did put a lot of time into thinking about, should I use affiliate links? Should I not? One of the first things is using an affiliate link has absolutely no effect on the price you pay. What it does is it gives me a little bit of extra money to help cover production costs. But the thing that I really, if I'm making a recommendation and I'm getting paid if you take action on that recommendation, But then I thought, you know what? Anything that I recommend is something that I will have used myself, and I will tell you what I think about it. If there's another channel that I'll refer to, Dirt Perfect. The guy he goes by the name Dirt Perfect. His name is Mike. And when he gives a review of something, if it's bad in any way, shape, or form, he says that this is how it's bad. And if it's good, he says this is how it's good. I'm going to do the same thing. So anything I recommend, and here's how I thought it through. Either A, I have used it myself, and I will tell you what my opinion of it is, or two friends of mine have used it. Either Lee Erickson, whose company is Evermore Success, and he's the guy I go to for everything tech. So, stuff tech related is something that I will have heard about from Lee. And either he uses it, and he's told me why he uses it, or he has suggested I use it, and now I do. Okay? The other is Stephanie Odin. And she's the friend with whom I do the study on success principles every week. And I trust her judgment when it comes to tools she uses for building her business. I think that she makes an effort to check these things out. And she does it before she recommends the thing. So she'll use it for 2 or 3 or 4 months, see what it does, get an idea of how to use it, and then if it is actually useful, that's when she decides to make a recommendation. And in every case, I will absolutely tell you whether something works well or badly. Which means if it works badly, there'll be no links to it in any of the video descriptions. I'll share the experiences that formed the opinion. I'll tell you my story, or Lee's, or Stephanie's. And then you are free to make your choice about whether you want to give the thing a try. Because that's what Cranium X Rectum is all about. Having the confidence to choose for yourself. Because ultimately, too, there is the element that, just because I'm unable to make it work, or Lee's unable to make it work, or Stephanie's unable to make it work, I doubt that any one of us could fly an F-35 jet fighter, I think we'd probably crash it. But clearly the F-35 jet fighter works very, very well. So there might be something that we have had a negative experience with that works very well for you. And a big piece of Cranium X Rectum is helping you build the confidence, build the self-image that allows you to say, I'm going to take a chance on this, or maybe it's, okay, I don't need to take a chance. I will trust, Conrad's opinion. Okay, that's about it. Obviously, there's a lot more I could say. I have already stepped off script at least 4 times. So, I just want to give you a general idea what the family is that you've decided to join. This is me. I go off on tangents. I'm a little wonky, a little wild. I'm definitely focused on serving your best interests with love and a little bit of humor. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy all the videos on the channel, and I look forward to reading your comments and your questions.